Good morning, my dear students. Today I just going to discuss about some very beautiful debated topic, and I wanted to get your individual kinds of opinion. Before that, I want to make you introduce with their names and your address. Just short.
My name is Amita Raju. I am from Sivri, Barmana, district of Birbhum.
My name is Isha Malik. I am from Harpur, Gozipur, Sivri.
I am Aniket Chaudhary. I am from Sivri, Paikpada.
Thanks to everybody for showing your intro. So brief intro. I want to make you discuss about the kinds of very enchanting opinion that whatever properties you are having, do you think that it's the God's universal property, God's property, or the property you are struggling to achieve? It is your own individual one. I want to give a kind of example. Suppose a person, a farmer named Linchu. Linchu, the name of the farmer is the Linchu. Okay, he was a farmer. He had a kind of desire to make the very good product by harvesting, making it a good harvest. But in that year, his huge rainfall happened. That's why his crops got damaged, and he went to the post office, making with the kinds of allegation that to the God that his all property damage. He has nothing to live for survival. So requested the God and wrote a letter to God. Please give me 100 pesos or something amount of the money. Pesos is a kind of current of unit by which I could be able to survive. Then postmaster saw it. The postmaster understood that the man writing the letter to the God, where I would send the letter. He had a mercy. He very loved hardly and showed that kind of letter to the all the staffs, and postmaster collected some amount of the money from the staffs and send it by the address of Linchu. Give the stamp of God. Then he got the amount of the money. 100 pesos were required, but he got 70. Postmasters successfully able to collect 70 pesos. So he gave it. But do you think the man could able to, and 30 pesos were not given? Then Linchu again came to the post office and wrote another letter to God. Don't give the money via post office, through post office, because post office staffs are very hypocritic, very narrow-minded. They can steal, but actually the amount was given by the post office staff. So, do you think that then the Lynch could able to survive that and could able to cultivate that kinds of land? So now I have a kind of query to you. Whatever properties do you have? Do you think that it's a property of the God, or by your own struggle you are achieving that kind of property? First, I'm coming to Ankita.
If the in the all properties are mine, we have to achieve our properties because we are came empty hand and we have to go with empty hand in this world. So after birth we have to achieve our properties, our power and our own successfulness. So we are not telling that that is God's property because we are achieving it in doing hard work. So the whatever we have the properties will mine or them.
Time is not mentioned.
3 minutes.
3.
Um, God made this world. It's obviously true, and this all property is His. But He has written a limited property or everything in a human's life, and we have to achieve it. He already written it. But we have to achieve it with our own struggle. If we just leave it like it will happen, then it won't work because he has given you the pen of your fate on your own hand, and you have to write it. So I think that it's God property, but I have to achieve it.
Yes, I also support Isha's views that it is our not these properties are not mine. It is God property because if you do hard work and you get then you get success. If you get study more and hard work and you have to behave properly with the pupil, you immediately get succeeded and got and get property. This is and God is and যেমন করবো তেমনি ফল
Tit for tat.
tit for tat.
Perhaps I think that it may be thought in certain such a kinds of individual kinds of perspectives that somebody it may be thought in some different ways that whatever you are getting, it is already arranged by the God previously. It may be thought like that some individual kinds of perspectives. Do you support that kinds of perspectives? Yes or no?
No.
Why not?
Yes.
Because you know that in that particular world, God is conducting that whole world. So why do you oppose that particular kinds of feeling?
And I'm opposing that whenever nowadays you think that if you do,
Yes,
if you learn good, if you learn it gorgeously, you got a job in your future. But you don't learn in this time, you don't get any type of job in your future. It's not have happened about the God. If you told that God will make me go job tomorrow, God get the job, and there is a big superstition that you take this stone, you will got the job, you are good in study. It's a very bad thing. It's not happened. You have to struggle in yourself.
It may be thought in something different kinds of way that God has already made you in that particular kinds of way that you will come to the world and do that kinds of industrious works. That's why you can able to achieve that kinds of property. It may be thought in something different individual kinds of perspectives. Why not, Isha?
So I think that you are right that everything is written by God. That if we do good work, it's also written by God that this time, this day, we will do this good work. And if we do bad work, it's also written by God. But He writes the bad works in our fate to make us good for our future and to see that how much we can avoid that bad work. But we don't do that. So I think that everything is written on fate. But if you ignore this, means you have to study. It's also written on your fate. But if you betray your fate and don't study, then how will you get what have God planned for you?
So in that particular kind of story, whatever I had already given to you as some kind of one example, like the Linchu story. So Linchu got that 70 pesos amount of the money, and it has been thought that the God has already gifted him. God has already gifted him, but actually it is the gifted of the post office staffs, to whom Linchu was telling that they are the hypocrites. So do you think that the really God has already sent that amount of the money of 70 pesos to make him survive for further growing that kind of crops?
I think that the Inchu, you tell that the character named the cattle Inchu, he thought that he got the money by the God for his satisfaction, but God actually the God tried to examine the pupil from those people who are doing rubbish things in like mainly I refer to the post office officer staffs. So trying to give him the money.
Okay, thank you for having a kind of very nice and brief discussion.
I want to take one thing that the one incident that we came here to dramatize ourselves. It is a beautiful statement in Shakespeare's drama that Shakespeare told that their life is a stage and men are the actors.
Actors here, very nice. Actually, life is also kind of flickering. Life is a shadow also.
Yes,
And
God is not doing God. So God examines the people who is doing the correct work and who is not doing
I do have a kind of concrete faith of accepting the God belief, and I think that to some extent God is exactly observing in a very tactful way how it is being performed, and everything, all the properties, whatever already been given, it's by the statement of the God, and it may. God is observing that kinds of matters, and we are hankering that kinds of property, taking that kinds of property aside, proclaiming that it is our property. But God has the inverse and cost of the property, in which He is very closely observing that man, and by His rule, man is just nothing, and he's like a puppet, and he is entirely conducting that kinds of entire rules. Thanks to have a kinds of nice discussions.